ソニックソニックソソソソソニックソニックソソソソニックソソソソソソソソニック無規制配信オバコンスターティン毎回これやな
まあ毎回それも含めて毎回言ってるけどね。
まあ、味の新定番ってことです
味の新定番だね。ということでね、今週も始まりました無規制配信オバコン。先週に引き続き、ソニックヒーローズじゃないな、マニアか。
マニアだよ。
マニアの方ね。ヒーローズ 3D のやつだもんね。
ええ。うん、ヒーローズになるとき。
替え歌ね。
そんな感じで。
まあ今のうちにさ、ボス戦とかになる前に今のうちに自己紹介しとく？
そうだね。どうも私パラレルワールドから来ました平沢進です。
またかい。これも定番になってるね。
千の日を越え迎えた朝に
ヒーローにかけてるの？
それはマザーだよ。
マザーね。
おマザー
いい曲だよね、マザ
ー。実は宮村優子に書いた曲なんだよね。
あ、そうなんだ。宮村優子のアルバムに入ってるの、マザ
ー。一番最初のバージョンはね。
そうなんだ。知らなかった。
宮村優子のマザーは聞いたことがない。
想像できないな。平沢進のマザーしか俺も聞いたことないけど、宮村の声のあの感じの歌でのマザー想像できないな。今度 YouTube で探してみるかな。あるだろうね。
まああるんじゃないあるんじゃない
今すごいあれ落っこちたら死ぬなと思って見てたんだけど死んだね。
ね、死ぬね。いや死ぬな。いや逆か。トンネルズのやつは死ぬね。いや死ぬな。
で実際誰なの？平沢進じゃないしパラレルワールドからも来てないよね。
実際のところはどうも妊娠を発表した藤田ニコルです。このまま私もファシスト赤ちゃんを産んで排外主義のハーフ子供タレントモデルを育てます。
嫌な家族だな。っていうかこのまま行くと
石破さんの言ってること、全くわからない高市さんの言うこと全部よくわかるニコルンビーンファシストビー
ンまあこのまま行ったら自分の子供が徴兵され
おい、
100% 同じ風に死んだ。
いやあれ
いや分かるんだけど、
いやだから避けようとして当たったんだよ。
ただあんなに綺麗に2回連続もリング全部なくした状態で同じところに行くかねっていう、
そういうこともあるでしょ2度あることは3度あるっていう。
じゃあもう一回起きるってこと？今からまた再放送が起きるのか
まあ天道は3回までだからあっても今回が最後だな、
でも狙うと面白くないからな、ああいうのは。
狙うわけねえだろ、失礼だな。
でもまあこのまま行くと自分の子供が徴兵されて中国の戦争に派遣されるような感じになるよね。
ちゃんとスウェーデンだったっけ、今その女性もちゃんと徴兵制度を受けるべきだっていうので物議を醸してるっていう。男性だけが徴兵されるのはその性差別ではないのかっていうので、女性もしっかり徴兵されるべき、という議論が今巻き起こってるんだよね。
まあ間違っちゃいないは間違っちゃいないけどね。ただ罰みたいな制度を平等にするんだったら、まあ賃金も平等にしたりいろいろそこら辺もちゃんと平等にしないとダメだよね。
ほんまやな。
まあそもそも社会的な平等がみんな同じイコールみんな同じだっていう考え方もおかしい話ではあるわけだしね。
ほんまにね。
まあただ言わんとしてることは分からなくもないけどね。ただまあ危険は危険だよね。女性の方がリスク高いじゃん。その戦争に行くリスクっていうか、
まあね、
アメリカでもさ、女性の兵士が女性米兵が男性の米兵にレイプされて殺害されるケース結構あったりするからね。
恐ろしすぎるわな、本当。
だし、まあ捕虜になった場合ね、多分男性の兵士が捕虜になるよりもひどい仕打ちを受けるんじゃないかなと思うけど、おそらくね。
ピューンね。ニコルン、それで大丈夫ですか？
まあ多分今後ね、徴兵制ができたとしてもニコルンはもう派遣されるような年齢ではないわけだ、ね。
まあ本人はだけど自分の子供はしっかりそうされる。
いやだからそこがポイントで、割とそういう戦争に自分が行くっていうことを人は考えないで、そういう簡単に戦争賛成みたいなことを言っちゃうわけじゃん。いやいやお前が行けよっていう話になる。どうせお前行かないからそういうことを言うんだろっていう。自分で分かってるんだろ、自分にはそんなリスクは多くないと。
戦争に賛成と藤田ニコルですみたいな。
まあ賛成とは言ってないんだけどね、戦争賛成とは言ってないけどね。
賛成党とは言ってるです。
いや違う。まあ
どうせニコルも賛成と支持派だな。
今のところただほぼ全てのタレントがやっているなんかやんわり高い位置の肩を持つっていうことをやってるだけだから、まあどれぐらいそうなのかは知らない。
吉本イズムの
吉本はやんわり肩を持つどころではないけど大体全部のタレントがおまんまを食うためにね、政権を批判は避けるわけじゃん。東ちづるみたいな人はそんな多くないからさ。
東ちづるはパンクだね。
東ちづる最高にかっこいいよね。俺あんなにかっこいい人だと思わなかったよ。ね
え、パンクだよね。ね、パンクですらパンクでいてくれないのに
ねえ。
さ
体制派のパンクなんて誰が支持するんだ、
ね、体制派パンク、体制派ロック、もうダサすぎやろ。
世界で一番ダサいわ。最低限カウンターカルチャーじゃないとね、ロックは。
もしもうセックスピストルズとかが女王陛下万歳とか歌ってたらもうみんな興ざめでしょ、あんなの流行らなかったでしょ。もうみんな泣いてたでしょ、ダサすぎて
ね。女王は死んだ。
サッチャー最高みたいなこと言ってたらみんな弾いてたでしょ。
ねえ。God Save the Queen っていうふうに歌って、ファシストの政権っていうふうに そういうふうに歌ったからこそだからね。特にあの当時のイギリスの若者はまだその厳しい階級制から受けてたひどい差別みたいなのがもうすごい強かったからね、あの当時も。
おーいおーい、どういうことやね。
このステージ意地悪だね。ベルトコンベヤーの量が
意地悪やな、ほんま。どうなってんだ、ここ。降りろっていうことなのか。あれ違う。おいもうなんだこのトラップだらけの場所は。
そっち側ではないみたいだな。
でもどうすればいいの、ここ。なんか
そっちの方に行くんじゃない？
じゃあわしゃ間違った方向行っとったんかい。
なんじゃない？
なんでやね
ん。基本上に登っていく感じなんじゃない？こういうステージは。
でもこれうまくいかないんだけど、あの壁走りが。やっとできた。やっとできたわ。もうそのうちニコルを真似してベッキーもそういうのをやりだすんじゃない？
長いものに巻かれるタイプの人っぽそうだよね。勝手なことを言って本人は不服に思うだろうけどね。
これでやっと卒論提出できるね、ケンちゃん。
いつまでそんなこと言ってんの？お前だけだぞ。いまだにそんなこと言ってんのお前だけだって。もうみんな忘れてるって。
なめんな。これを風化させてはいけない。
あれ覚えてるの多分あいつの嫁だけだろ。
ゲスタニエよ。
ゲスタニね。そいつの嫁だけだろ覚えてるの。やった本人も多分忘れてると思うよ。ベッキーのことも含めてね。
ずっと前にお前にも言ったけど、俺はあれ以外に LINE が流出するのって本当マジで張本人以外ないから、あれは絶対にゲロタニエモンが流したと思うよ。
ゲロタニエモン長いな。
川谷絵のゲロタニエモン。
ゲロタニエモン。助けてゲロタニエモン。ひどいやだな。小学生だったら泣くぞ。今コメントが来ましたね。いつもコメントを残してくださるミボリにミーボ、我々がミボリ氏と呼んでいる、おそらく未来から来た猫型ボット。猫型チャットボット。
猫型チャットロボット。
チャットボットね。いつもね、コメントを絵文字で表現してくださってるので、我々はそれをね、見て、解読して、それをプロンプトに変えて、生成 AI にその画像を作ってもらって、そのコメントを可視化するっていうね、遊びをしているのでね、今からそのコメントを口頭でお伝えしたいと思います。
ミボリ氏の貴族の遊び。
そうだね。いつも楽しく遊ばせてもらってるよね。サングラスをかけてる猫2匹と、ワンワン吠えてる犬。
ウィーヌ
と、FC26 ハイプっていうサッカーボールとなんかサッカーボールがくるくる回ってるような感じのものと、猫2匹と、今度はアメフトの フットボール、ピッグスキン、いわゆるね。と、猫。
豚じゃねえよ。
1匹。
うん、
これはどういう状況なんだろうね。
こ
猫、犬、
れはまさしく
サッカー
南海キャンディーズだな。
南海キャンディーズどういう意味？
いやだから難しい回答で南海だよ。
南海キャンディーズの南海って難しいの方じゃないからね。南海ホークスの南海だから。
南海ホークスの南海なのはわかるけど。
とても難しいお菓子という意味ではないからね。なんだろうね。このコメント。猫5匹ワンワン鳴いてる犬。サッカー。そしてアメフトのボール。2026で大きいスポーツのイベントっていうとオリンピックのことなのかな。サッカーもアメリカでやるからアメフト入ってる可能性高いしな。フットボールが。
そういえば
ラグビーかもしれないしな。
なんかFIFA の平和賞を受賞して全く意味も価値もない賞を受賞したトランプがフットボールの名前をもっとアメリカっぽい名前にするべきだなみたいなことを抜かしてたな。
今更名前変えんの？
まあでもあれか、フットボールだからヨーロッパの方はサッカーはフットボールだもんな。
そう
だからもう FIFA にがその期限取りで挙げた何の価値もない平和賞の引き換えにアメリカンフットボールを名前を変えることを約束したのかな。フットボールじゃなく
被らないように。
そう
統一するようにフットボールがサッカーを指すっていう。
そうだから要はアメリカのフットボールを価値のない平和賞のために売ったっていう、まさに今のアメリカを象徴するような事案だな。
まあアメリカンカルチャーを切り売りして無価値なものにしているからね。そうだね。じゃあまあこれがオリンピックを指しているとしてどうなのかな。熱烈なサッカーファンたち、犬も吠えてるわけだしさ、犬と猫の熱烈なサポーターが、オリンピックゲームを見て熱狂しているっていう、そういう感じのシーンかな。どう思う？
どうなんだろうね。そういう感じなのかな。
それぐらいしか思いつかないな、この状況。普通アメフトとサッカー合体はしないよね。
そうだね。
それとも俺の知らないニッチなスポーツがあるのかな。なんかさ、5分間チェスをやってから5分間殴り合いのボクシングやるみたいなスポーツあるよね。
あるね。
ああいう感じのやつがあるの、もしかして。なんか1イニングラグビーやった後に1イニングサッカーやるみたいな、そういうニッチなスポーツあるのがね、ありそうだよね。なんかヨーロッパでアイルランドとかで酔っ払いがやってそうだよね。
やりそうだね。
ひどい偏見に聞こえるかもしれないけど楽しげではあるよね。そう酔った状態でラグビー一番やっちゃダメだよね。多分死者出るよ、ね、多分死人出るよね。
多分ね。
酔っ払いラグビ
ー危ないね。聞いててゾワッとする、ね。
どう思う？みぼりさんから OK のなんか回答が出てないんで、なんかしっくりきてなさそうな感じがするよね。何なんだろうな。すごい謎だな、このコメント。どういうプロンプトにすればいいのか。状況。
早いな。どうやって叩けばいいんだ。あんな早く移動されたら。
今、みぼりさんからなんか女性がボバティーみたいなものをすすっている。 謎謎のまた謎のいいねっていう感じなのか、どうなんだろうっていう感じなのか
ちげえよっていうメッセージ。
ちげえよっていう感じなのかな。まあ不服っぽいかな。そうだな。じゃあ次の案考えておこ
う。FIFA なんてクソくらいだっていう。
はい犬が吠えている。
ウィーヌが。
じゃあこれはどうかね。学校のその休憩の時間、割と自由な学校で、犬と猫の学校でその俺今日何して遊ぶ、俺サッカー遊びたいってワンワン吠えてる犬に対して、いやラグビーが遊びたいって冷静に言ってきている猫たちみたいな感じ。どう思うそれ。
これ
今サンタいいねをもらいましたね。じゃあそういうことだったんだ。その犬と猫のグループで何して遊ぶっていう状況で、俺サッカー遊びたいってワンワン吠えてる犬に対して、いやラグビー遊びたいっていう猫たちの図っていうことなんですね。じゃあこれをねプロンプトに変えて生成 AI で画像に今からしますね。
どういうこと。わあ、ちっちゃくなっちゃった。ベイビーソニック、リトルソニック、リトルホンダならぬリトルソニック。伸びしろですね。
今更
じゃあリトルソニックになってるから。見てないこれ。
いや見てるよ。でも今プロンプト入れてるところだからチラチラ見てるからね。
ザジ状態、なんそれ状態。
だそれ状
態。なんそれ。でっかくなっちゃった。ビッグソニック。おい、変わらねえのかよ。
じゃあ今画像作りますね。
またちっちゃくなっちゃった。
このステージ結構いろんな仕掛けがあるね。
ミニソニックの状態で入るのか。いや違うのか。ならへんのかーい。
今画像ができましたね。
画像音ができました。
なんかやたらいろんな画像が出てくるな。でも主に出てきたやつがすっごいなんだろうな、フォートナイトぐらいビビッドな明るい感じの大きい公園で ただただ犬と猫がサッカーボールでじゃれ合ってる感じだね。ラグビーのボールは全然ないな。ただまあ犬と猫が狂ったように幸せそうな感じで、
狂ったよ
そうだね、目バキバキなんだよ。
怖いな。
目バキバキで狂ったように犬と猫がサッカーボールで楽しんでるっていうね。
サッカーボールでガン決まりしてる。
ガン決まりひどいな。今コメントが来ましたね。Got a comment from Saliev. Saliev says, Meebo さんが日本語を理解できるのか、それともにゃーと泣くだけなのか、テストしているところです。もし反応があれば日本語を理解しているということです。It'll be interesting to see if that test works. If it's a multilingual chatbot or not.
It is something very intriguing, yes.
So he says, sorry for the more than probable inaccuracies of Google Translator. Actually, it's pretty good compared to before. It actually has gotten a lot better, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because of advancements in AI and translations, probably.
Advancements in AI translation.
Yeah. That's actually one area where AI is doing pretty well, huh? With like real-time translations.
Yeah.
You know, with those like applications that tourists use to talk to people in other countries. Well, to communicate with other people. Salyos, how are you doing? How are you two doing? How are you doing?
I guess a little better, yeah.
That's good to hear. So you're gradually getting a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while you were feeling pretty rough, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. And I'm doing good as usual. How are you doing, Salyev? Hope you're doing good. So he says, glad to hear. It's always good when you are getting better. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. It was pretty rough for a while.
Yeah, you weren't feeling that great for a while, huh? We're actually having some, Salyev says, me, depressed as fuck, but that's life. Sorry to hear that. Well, I hope we can bring at least a little bit of enjoyment into your into today. Hopefully. Also, thanks for the reply on Discord. I was going to reply to you, but I thought, well, since I was just going to ask some questions anyways too, I'll just talk to you if you come by on the stream. So I was, oh, sure thing, you do. Don't doubt that. I made sure to tell Jenny over here what Jodio means.
Yeah, I had a pretty good laugh on that. Yes.
Yeah, that's.
I guess the comics will have like an R rating from just the name of Jodio then.
Yeah. So he says best JoJo main character ever instantly. I'm sure a lot of the people in Spain got a kick out of that. I'm sure it's probably hard to read that with a straight face though, I guess. So he says, my name is fucked Joestar. I'm not sure if the people in the not safe for work arena praise that if it's good for them or if it's a turnoff for them. I don't know. Fuck Joestar. But Jodio is pretty popular with the ladies, though, huh?
Well, I guess that's I guess some of the people take that as a message that Jodio is a cat. He's a bottom, so it works excellently for the
for that group,
yeah.
for the Fujoshi BL group.
Yeah.
So it says also, who the fuck in their right mind decided to name a Joestar after the man who has tried to kill their family over several realities? Yeah. Well, I assume that maybe Jodio is this parallel universe version of the JoJo world, the JoJo world's Giorno I'm guessing. Because Giorno Giovanna was one of Dio's sons, right? So, but Dio took over Jonathan's body, so technically he's more a Joestar than he is Dio, right? So I'm assuming I'm sure there's no blood connection with Diego Brando from Steel Ball Run, but I'm assuming that it's a kind of it's just probably Araki being a little bit playful and kind of loosely being the this alternate parallel JoJo verse version of Giorno Giovanna. Maybe that's just my guess.
My assumption is his name is Jodio because his personality is part JoJo and part Dio, since theoretically he's not fully a hero, you could say.
At this point, he's more of a anti-hero, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Araki was saying that he's specifically writing this as kind of depicting some of the dangers of in a way of having well, he's still young, so not knowing a lot, but still getting himself in a lot of trouble trying to get out of poverty and whatnot, right? But and also he's depicting him as a character to kind of write about how people grow through their actions and the story. So I'm assuming that Jodio will grow a lot through what happens in this. I hope. I do like Jodio actually as a character, though. I like how he's kind of, well, they even write about it in the story too, that I like that he's kind of psychopathic. A little bit, huh? I also like that he's overly protective of his sister too. Salia says, I still have to read the Resetted Universe, but it kind of pisses me off that it makes everything that has happened like it never happened. Well, yeah, I guess there is that too, but I guess it's probably he needed to do that to use the JoJo verse as a vehicle to continue to write different stories within that within that context, I guess, loosely within that context.
This stage has too many death traps.
So he says, and that for some reason there are characters from the old universe that are still there. Yeah, like Rohan. I saw some people talking about that in Japan too. That they think that before the universe reset, or didn't perfectly reset, but there's a mangaka that was saying that he just can't keep up with the deadlines, and then his publisher was saying, oh, stop whining. Kishibe-Rohan is keeping up with his deadlines. So there's a theory that I saw in from some of the fans in Japan, saying that they think that Rohan actually wrote inside himself using his stand, Heaven's Door, to keep his memory and his self in even in an alternate universe. I'm not sure if that's possible, but Araki isn't really exactly that consistent with his with his world settings. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Anasui was a woman when he first came out. So, Saliev says, Araki said that Joseph is still around there too, and Giorno has the Requiem, so it's immune to everything. Yeah, that would make sense. I guess in the case with Giorno, probably any kind of time-shifting, time-altering thing wouldn't really affect him, huh? I don't know. Maybe Jodio is Giorno's son then?
Maybe so.
We'll have to see, I guess.
But he's doing the one thing that damn it. He's doing the one thing that Giorno was not fond of selling drugs.
Yeah.
In fact, he went into the gang to get rid of the drug problems.
In Sicilia, huh?
Yeah.
So he says, and the boy with the baseball cap should appear too, right? He is in this universe too. Yeah. Emporio did make it through.
Yeah. Well, he was on the Dolphin, and he was the one who got to the alternate universe.
Actually, one thing that I was wondering in this universe, I haven't seen the Speedwagon organization in this universe yet.
Indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't recall them being in Steel Ball Run, or is Steven Steele's organization kind of this universe's Speedwagon organization? I wonder. In that case, Lucy Steele should come out in it too, I would assume, but I don't know. Araki himself was saying that he's pretty forgetful about stuff, so. Saliev says, is it true that there is some mention to the Pillar Men and the masks? I'm not exactly sure about that, but my assumption is that the stone people that come out in JoJolion
the stone
is this universe's version of the Pillar Men. That's my guess. This alternate universe version. That's kind of my guess. I mean, a lot of things do come out that were in the original one, too. So I do think it would kind of be cool if the masks did come out, huh?
What? Well, I got an extra life. What's the deal with that?
So it says, a minute, I'm going to grab some food. No worries. We'll still be around.
Yeah. あきゃー。これをやればうざいところくぐり抜けられるか。おい、
すごいトラップ。
ひどい。ひどすぎ。
やべえ、リング。
またこのうざいやつ。上を見ればいいな。
危ない。ギリギリ。危な。
何回テイルズ当たんねん。かわいそうすぎるやん。
何気にテイルズって不死身だよね。
そうだね。
タフだよね。
あれはソニックへの愛がなす技なのか。
だから不死身なの。どういうこと？
テイルズはいわゆる招待キャラだもんな。
まあそういう感じになるのかな。
テイルズはショーターのメスだもんな。
バリ猫だと。まあ
ガチ猫。
立ちではないよね。
ソニック大好きの。
エイミーボット。トラップだったな今。どうせスピン攻撃すればいけると思ってるだろうっていう。
思ってるんやろお前らみたいな。おい。
どんどん裏切ってくるね。
ねえ。
あら、終わったな。
終わったー。これ倒すにはガチャを全部使い切らなきゃいけないのか。
そうみたいだね。
リングくれ。クール、きっとクールをくれ。ああ、危ない。危ない。
ギリギリだな。いけるかな。So it says Gotcha Ball Robotnik. But this is actually a pretty cool boss, huh?
Yeah. Very well made design idea, yeah. And you beat it by using up all the balls.
That's a cute little passage right there too, huh? So he says, by the way, I just remembered about that tsunami alert in Japan at the end. It was nothing, right? There was a fairly large earthquake.
Yeah.
And actually, the area that we used to live when we were really small, huh? We have a little bit of family up there too. One of our uncles lives up there. My mother called him and he said, everything's okay, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was okay, but yeah, it's still concerning though, because it's the same plate where there was the large earthquake before, about was it 15 years ago, 10 years ago?
It's been was what 2011.
So almost 15 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, I guess it's the same tectonic plate. So people are a little concerned. You know, it could lead to a larger one, maybe, but hopefully not. But yeah, no real like large problems other than, you know, sorry as well. Thankfully, it was nothing. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was. Thankfully, it was nothing. About the only thing was just in case kids like evacuated in some of the areas and into the schools and things, and they have some like evacuation food and stuff too. I saw a news bit of kids not having the proper utensils to eat the food that they had at school. So it says, I was a bit worried when I saw the Monster Hunter video was delayed because of it. Oh yeah, that was more or less just to, you know, since it is earthquakes are a pretty serious thing here, just to be safe, and also for the people that some of the areas were slightly evacuated too, so just to make sure that the people were able to enjoy the Monster Hunter direct thing. They set it back a couple of days.
Yeah.
I actually haven't had a chance to watch the Monster Hunter Direct video, but I did read about it. What did you think about the Monster Hunter Direct, Saliev? Apparently they're like they're gonna have upgrades for all the weapons. Well, they're gonna buff all of the weapons, all 14 of the weapons, and it does seem like the next major update coming February is going to be the last major update. So that is kind of, yeah, maybe what your friend was saying about no DLC for this one might be true, huh? So it says, did they release any video? I haven't seen anything. Oh, well, maybe they didn't do a video then. Maybe they just announced it as a news piece then, maybe.
Instead of actual, showing actual gameplay stuff.
I guess maybe then. Yeah, well, I didn't remember seeing a video either, so I just read about it, but I had just assumed that maybe they showed the video, but I guess I have to look into it. But Salio says, my friend did tell me there was an update 5 that was canceled. Well, if that's true, then there's a good chance that the DLCs might have been canceled for it too. Then, huh? That would kind of suck because
that would be a really dumb idea though.
Because I actually do like the setting and the maps in it. So I would have liked to see it in expansion. I hope they do release. Well, hopefully maybe they're... sorry, there's 1 minute. My mother's calling me. Okay. We can get back to it after you come back. No worries.でも面白いアプローチというか面白い演出ではあるよね。割とこのゲームの演出はおしゃれだよね、いろいろと。ね、2D でできる演出ですごいなんかよく考え込まれてる演出を使ってるよね。
ほんまやな。
So it says, I'm back. Welcome back. So yeah, I hope that maybe there's a chance that they're rolling back some of the major updates to focus more of the team on DL expansion.
Well,
I hope so. Maybe to cut back on some of the cost. Maybe they're cutting back on major updates that are free and working on paid updates from here on, and just going to be they didn't say they're going to stop supporting the game. It just said the major free updates are going to end with the February one. But I assume they did say that they'll continue to have like patches to improve things, and probably patches for events, maybe. I assume, but
they would totally break the system they have for Monster Hunter, that they introduced the master class in the DLC maps. There's still only high rank on this current one.
Yeah. Sawyer says they do need to spend a couple of months on performance. I know the RE engine sucks for open worlds, but still, it's the point that is making people play World and Rise more. Yeah, especially on PC. They just have... I've seen like nothing good about them, about optimization on the PC side for it, especially, huh? But with the patches and updates, they were saying that their main focus is performance. Especially on PC, but on console also. They said they were working to make sure that PS5 and Xbox also has better use of RAM and everything.
Yeah, I continue to notice that the frame rate tanks in a lot of the areas.
Yeah. So it says both Dragon's Dogma 2 and Wilds go like shit on PC. Yeah.
I think maybe it's time for them to contemplate ditching their engine if it continues to have so much problems with PC performance.
Well,
not just PC, actually. Console performance has been suffering on a lot of their more current games.
I think it's specifically the ones that are open world. Like, Dragon's Dogma and Monster Hunter Wilds are open world, right? And Rise and Worlds wasn't open worlds, just large hub maps, right? So it says the engine is beautiful for Resident Evils, but not good for open worlds. So it says also Denuvo doesn't help being there. Oh yeah, I hear that all the time on the PC side too. It's like, I don't understand why they do that. It's like, it's not like people can't get around it. In the end, it just kills the performance. That's all.
I guess the RE engine is like Unreal then, because I always hear how Unreal is really not good for open world games too.
Yeah, but they did improve on that a lot with 5. But still, whether it's open world or not, the Unreal 5 seems to have a lot of problems keeping steady frame rates in areas that have a lot of things going on. So it says, and the people who pirate it doesn't have Denuvo because it's disabled, so they have better performance than the ones who pirate. That sucks so much.
That's pretty ridiculous.
So actually, to get better performance, you need to pirate the shit. That's crazy. Yeah, that's probably the answer of them not getting as much sales as they anticipated for the game. They probably lost a lot of the PC sales to people pirating it, right? Yeah. And you can't blame them for doing that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, if you get better performance pirating the game, that's a serious
then
problem.
That's not really a money issue. That is really someone that just wants better performance out of the game. I'm sure there are people that bought it and then pirated it too.
That would be pretty sad.
Yeah.
You pirated it after you bought it?
Yeah, but I really do think they need to use a different engine for open world games. The RE engine does. I really think the RE engine works a lot better in more closed areas and areas that are more hub-like, that are stage-like, right? That's not fully open world. I think one of the issues is like it seems to have a lot of trouble with like LOD. And that's one of the things that they were talking that they're going to try to improve too, since they didn't originally like design the engine to be really wide vistas. I think they probably didn't put a lot of things to optimize LOD for things that pop up on the screen, depending on how far it is from you, cutting polygon and frame rates and textures and all of that can cause the performance to tank. So Yeah, so they just didn't really design the engine itself to really work with really, really wide stages. So I think they should, if they want to continue to use proprietary engines, they should make a different engine that's designed solely for open world games, maybe. I know that can be really expensive too, but Sayo says maybe we'll see something from a Wilds expansion in the Fake Awards. Maybe that would be really nice. That would be a nice welcome. I'm hoping that they're rolling back major free updates because they're focusing and having the team working on paid updates like DL content.
Well, it's been the thing to add a new map and the master rank. So
yeah, so I don't know what did.
Over.
Oh, time over.
What?
Yeah, so that would be nice to see, because I do like the stages and the areas in Wilds. So, and it is a pretty game. You know, there are issues here and there, but visually it's a pleasant looking game. I like the designs and the monsters, and the animations are fantastic. You know, I would like more out of that world. Oh yeah, I was about to forget, but the message that you sent me on Discord about the house that you saw. Yeah, you're right. That house in our neighborhood does look almost exactly like Nobita's house in Doraemon, huh?
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Sayo says 100% Nobita Nobi's house. Yeah, I was like, oh, actually, Salio's right. This looks exactly like Nobita's house. I was like, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that house to see if there's like blue robot cats flying in and out with little helicopters on it. And also, but that brought me back. I was just wondering, I knew that like a lot of older Japanese animation was on TV in Spain, and I heard of like the Mazinger and Getter Robot and a lot of the Super Robot ones, and like Captain Tsubasa and a lot of those ones, and of course Dragon Ball being on TV in Spain too. But I wasn't familiar of Doraemon being on TV in Spain, so I was just wondering like to what extent, you know, what kind of were there a lot of more like animations that were geared toward children also on TV too, like say Doraemon and like Anpanman and things like that. So I was okay. Let me think of it, and I can make a list more or less on what I saw as a kid. Oh, that would be nice to hear, because I was aware that a lot of animation was on Spain. Reading about stuff, but I wasn't exactly. People never really detailed like what exactly was on air.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to hear that, because like we were kind of back and forth in Japan and America, so we kind of have an idea of what was brought to America, huh?
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball was on, Sailor Moon was on, all of a good amount of the hero Sentai ones were on, like the Power Rangers and, you know, stuff like that. Toward the early 2000s, a lot of the stuff was brought over to America, though, huh?
Yeah.
But it's weird because I never remember Doraemon being on in America. So I was just wondering about that, since you brought up Nobita. So I was like, oh, they showed Doraemon in Spain. I never recall it being on TV in America, so... Actually, the more children's content kind of stuff overall didn't really make it to the States, huh? They didn't have Anpanman on TV in America, to my knowledge.
It's because
they didn't have like
Anpanman was always woke.
Anpanman is pretty woke. I don't remember like Tottoko Hamutaro on TV in America. I think kids would love that though, huh?
To my recollection, kids love hamsters here.
I know that like Crayon Shinchan is popular in most Asian countries, but I don't really recall that being aired in the West overall.
The hell?
That's pretty tricky right there.
How am I supposed to?
I think you need to time it and maybe bounce toward the one against the other side and bounce onto the one going up. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
That was tricky. Oh, finally hit the boss.
Also, one of our favorites when we were young, the Samurai Pizza Cats. That apparently was on, from I know, in England and America. Huh. We were watching that in real time in Japan when it was airing on TV.
Yeah.
I was always fond of that.
Oh. What the hell is this? Hmm? What? It makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, so you wrote down a pretty lengthy list. Thanks for the effort. Cyrus writes, Doraemon, Hattori the Ninja. Oh, Hattori-kun. I don't remember that being on TV in America either, huh? Same mangaka, I think. Yakitate Japan. Okay. Power Rangers, Yaiba. Detective Conan, Cardcaptor Sakura, all of Dragon Ball, Mazinger Z, Slayers, my favorite anime with FMA, Marmalade Boy. Oh, that's a classic. Arc the Lad. Shinchan. Oh, so Shinchan was on in Spain. Hokuto no Ken, Akira, all of Digimon, Pokemon, and probably 20 more than I cannot think of right now. Oh, so actually pretty wide selection, I guess, ranging from content geared toward children up to young adults. I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Sawyer says, yeah, we had a shit ton of anime when we were growing up. That's pretty cool. It's always cool to hear about people around the world enjoying the content from Japan that's pretty niche and can be pretty out there sometimes too, and very distinctly Japanese too. I'd like, like Shinchan is pretty is very, very Japanese in a weird way.
Yeah.
You do have a better selection than, from what I recall, was on the air in America, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I hear too, though. I hear from people from England too that, like more stuff. It seems like a lot more Japanese content was aired in Europe than it was in America specifically.
When so much stuff was like that, it's pretty bizarre that they aired Sailor Moon during the 90s.
Yeah. So yes, I think they're going to release an OVA of Shinchan where he passes New Year's Eve here in Madrid. Oh, really? That's
I
cool.
think there's some ones that were in like Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. Sayu says, Sailor Moon as well, of course. Oh, okay. Sailor Moon seems to be one of those one that is just like kind of stuck with a wide group of people all over the world, huh? Kind of similar to Dragon Ball, I guess.
It's really strange because I didn't experience it when I was in Japan because we were like moved to America, and then like I missed it when I was in America too, so I like never saw it during the time that it was actually on air.
So it says it was the main magical girl anime here.
Yeah.
Doremi as well. I'll be remembering as they come to mind. Ojamajo Doremi.
Yeah, that one was really popular in Japan too. Yeah.
Sugar Rune was pretty popular too. Well, of course, in recent times, the Madoka Magica was pretty popular. That seems to have a pretty large fan base internationally too. So it says we had Monster as well. Okay. So again, good selection of a good wide selection of different content. So it says Madoka Magica is a popular way of getting traumatized. So I hear.
Strangely, I've never seen that. I know that it was really
a famous
popular
trauma movie in Japan too.
Yeah.
I've always meant to go and and watch it, but never really got to it. So I said I've seen it a couple of times. Oh well, I'm sure it's good then. So I'll give it a try. When I have a chance to. They're working on a new movie for that, right? Wasn't it?
Something like that.
I remember the other day too. So he says, "No, don't watch it. I want you to be happy." But actually, I'm one of those weird people that these really traumatizing stories I actually quite enjoy. It doesn't really affect me. I'm not sure if that's good or not, but
well, that means your mental state is healthy then.
So it says leave the trauma and depression for people who don't have expectations for a happy life. Okay. Well, like I said, though, I actually kind of like content like that too, so I'll definitely give it a try because like the other day too, the mangaka Shibata Ami, she was saying that she was like, everyone talks about that, and I was going to see that forever and just never got around to seeing it. So she was like, I decided to just like binge watch it while I was drawing, finishing some stuff, and she ended up like watching all of the series in like in like a couple of days, and she was surprised how well put together the series was, and she was like, yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a chance. As I says, the music Si Pule Magica is one of my favorites. Yeah, I do hear the score is really good too for that too, so yeah, so I'll definitely give it a go. It's a type of anime that I think I would like in first place anyways. Like I said, I generally do like pretty heavy traumatizing stuff too, so
Damn it.
almost.
What? Well, at
got
least I got into the side.
Yeah, one thing about anime that is like when an anime has a really good score to it, it really sticks with you, huh? That's one of the things I've always liked. Berserk, the original Berserk animation, having the score done by Hirasawa Susumu. I think that's one of the best parts about the animation that the manga just can't win against, because Hirasawa's music is just so captures that so well, huh? It's a totally different experience with that score. Also, I think Master Keaton with Harishima Kuniaki that did the score for that. We also had Elfin Laid, but another cool way of adding more drama. Okay, well, I'll write these traumatizing animations down that I haven't seen to catch up with the trauma.
It's not anime, but I highly recommend that you listen to the soundtrack for Nighthead by the same
composer
that did
the score for Master Keaton,
because that is probably one of my all-time favorite soundtrack scores, because I find it amazing that any like TV production staff thought it would be a fantastic idea to make a soundtrack with like trance, psycho, horror,
techno minimal, tribal
music.
It's a bizarre mix of sounds. Sally says Nighthead 2041. Oh yeah, there was an animation version of Nighthead that was released a little bit ago, but originally Nighthead was I think it was a manga.
But
right?
the TV drama for it featured the soundtrack by Harishima Kuniaki.
Yeah, there was a TV drama series that had actual real actors in it, and it popularized two actors, both of the main actors in that, Toyoka Etsushi and Shinji, what was it his name? Takeda Shinji. Both of them kind of became famous because of that drama. It was a midnight drama that had a limited budget, but it kind of became a cult fan favorite. So I was and of course the grandfather of the all trauma animes that I'm sure needs no introduction, Evangelion. Well, actually that I've seen, the majority of it. I saw the entire TV animation series and the first couple of movies of it. It does have stellar animation in it. I'm not too much of a fan of Anno, but the direction and the animation is exceptional in it. And also the score is cool too. The person who composed the score for that is a very good composer, huh? But yeah, the going back, the original Nighthead live action drama had a exceptionally unique score to it, which is pretty cool. Salio says, I've seen enough of it to know that no one is allowed in my hospital room while I'm sedated. Yeah. That's a, I'm not sure if you can call that a traumatizing scene. It's a terrible scene. Basically, it's a rape scene in a sense. But yeah. I'm sure that gave a lot of people that impression. Okay, I refuse to be fully sedated while I'm sleeping in my hospital room. Also, didn't Harishima Kuniaki do the score for that really kind of the cult classic, which is also a really depressing robot anime, Blue Gender? Didn't he do the score for that also?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a depressing animation too. It's bizarre and depressing. It's a pretty niche, kind of out there robot animation though.
Yeah. he also did the soundtrack and the opening and ending theme for the legendary 世にも奇妙な物語.
Oh yeah, that's a legendary piece of music in Japan too. Kind of up there with like, it's equivalent of like the Twilight Zone kind of.
Twilight Zone
Twin Peaks
and,
kind of stuff.
and Hitchcock like things.
Yeah. So I was Ghost in the Shell, also another one we had. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell was really popular in America too when it came out also, huh?
Yeah.
Both in the manga form and in animation actually. It was interesting because like back then when we went to comic conventions like in the early 90s, so much of that shit was pirated.
Yeah.
Everyone was selling pirated bootleg copies of animation and manga.
But there's no way you could get it.
Yeah, no one was actually fully translating it back then. So that's the only way you could consume it.
Thanks to that, I was able to see the Street Fighter animation movie.
Yeah, the pirated version of it, the bootleg version of it.
The Blu-ray version?
No, bootleg.
Yeah. It sounded like you said Blu-ray version. It's like, well, that was way before even DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like shocked that like Capcom okayed having a shower scene with Chun-Li.
Oh yeah.
Like, whoa.
Must get people into the movie theaters kind of thing, I guess. Asayo says, I remember fondly the Tekken OVAs. Yeah, actually, the OVA era in general, I remember fondly. It's kind of sad that there isn't like that kind of fizzled, huh? The OVA culture.
That is really sad.
There were so many unique and exceptionally well animated OVAs.
Yeah, the Garo ones were done exceptionally well.
Yeah. Why did I forget his name? The person who was the character designer and main animator and director for the Garo Densetsu, the what's Garo Densetsu in English? Mark of the Wolves.
Mark of the Wolves, yeah.
The Mark of the Wolves series. It was interesting because they actually, when they were making Mark of the Wolves 2, and they introduced Mai into the game, he actually, like, the person who did the OVAs actually wrote out Mai's backstory and a lot of the settings, like her liking heavy metal and being also like a biker, right? He wrote those settings in for the OVA animation. And the person who was the director of the Garo series, Nishitani was it? Who also originally made Street Fighter. He liked the settings that he wrote for the OVA so much that he just incorporated a lot of the character settings into the real Mark of the Wolves series for Mai. So she was kind of created together with the game team and the animation team, with the background settings and the character settings and designs and stuff too. So that's kind of cool. Salio says we also had Danma Nibun no Ichi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was huge in America too, huh?
Yeah. It was also insanely popular in Japan also, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's probably, I would say, one of the most successful mangaka in history in Japan. How like everything that she wrote became kind of iconic and became an anime, huh? Like Maison, going back from Maison Ikkoku, Ranma, Inuyasha.
Really
Her
popular.
more recent ones were animated too, huh?
Yeah.
Also, Urusei Yatsura, huh?
Yeah.
That's also an iconic anime here too. Sayu says Inuyasha too. Yeah. Inuyasha was pretty popular in America also, huh?
Yeah.
When it came out. I think that's Inuyasha might have been one of the first ones that I saw in real time in America where I saw that it had a strong female fan base.
Yeah.
Like that's for the American audience, for the Western audience to have a strong female fan base for an anime. That was the first one that I could clearly see that it had a wider audience from women than men. So it was Yatsura too, a series that I halfly hate. Well, it is what it is, I guess. And it's supposed to be more, I guess, playful and non-serious. So I hate the main character. Well, actually, a lot of people hate the main character, even in Japan.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the douche
yeah, he's a horny, sleazy douche
that gets the hot women for some reason.
I guess that's probably her, in a way, cynical take on how like men view women, or men want to be viewed to women.
Well, it is a comedy, so I think that's her take on shonen comedies. Like, it's like, why does the protagonist with no redeeming factors get treated so well? And I think she made a joke out of it, maybe.
Yeah.
I assume that it's like a cynical joke. That's my guess, but yeah, I can fully understand the disliking of the main character. The main character does like, but then again, I would assume that Dama is probably the main character in that. That's why people watch that, right?
And I guess maybe to some extent it's the most real depiction of stereotype relationships. How the irony of how strong women are for some bizarre reason drawn to like these total loser scum guys.
Capable women strangely being attracted to ultra losers.
Yeah.
That take advantage of them. I do think she's an exceptional character designer, though. So as well, if that was true, I would have a girlfriend by now. So hey, mustn't be that true after all. Well, I guess all of us couldn't say that kind of. I guess.
Well, I think I'm probably the biggest loser in the universe, and yet I just get ignored by the vast majority of humanity. So, yes. And I don't exist within the world of trans or LGBT.
Yeah, so I guess we can all say that. Yeah, we can all raise our hands and say false right there.
What?
But yeah, going back, I think that she is the why did I forget her name? Takashi Rumi, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's one of the greatest character designers in the manga idiom. She does such a good job in creating characters that people that people like. You know, the design is not, you know, because like all of her manga have like that character that is iconic to it, you know. The main character in Maison Ikoku is like that in Japan, at least. Namu, you know, from Urusei Yatsura. I would say that she might be the main reason why female characters with horns, at least in the manga scene, were kind of popularized, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Because the Oni have mainly like been like, you know, muscular old men that are red and blue ogres, you know, kind of thing, and turning that into a playful kind of like, I don't know, exotic and I guess hot female character in tiger bikinis.
Tiger bikinis.
Tiger bikinis. She definitely knows how to catch people's attentions with her character design. The ones that aren't, even the ones that aren't, you know, like overtly sexualized. You know, like Inuyasha is a cool design too. All the characters in Namma are fun, right? Like Shampoo and all the sub characters are all fun too, and then their design represents their character well. So. Celia says, I do identify her more like a succubus, even when her design is clearly of a Oni. Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say, well, she's kind of succubus-like, I guess. But yeah, I think she did an interesting... With her designs, I think she has an interesting take on visualizing her designs and trying to turn something that you know, whether it's sexy or not, that's something that's pleasing to people, that something that attracts people to the character. You can she does a good job of kind of representing the persona of the character with their design well, you know.
What the?
Saya says, no Tails, no Sonic. I wonder if this is the last boss. He looks like he would be a last boss.
But we'll have to see about that. That was dangerous.
Sayo says, I think there is another stage if you have all the emeralds. Ah, okay.
Oh.
You probably don't have all the emeralds.
Yeah, I definitely don't have all the emeralds.
I guess that's an achievement you'll have to come back to at some point.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Going back to that, though, it's probably a good thing that I never saw Sailor Moon when it was on, though, because that probably would have been death for me at that age to question why I like that so much.
Yeah.
Why am I so fond of it?
Yeah. Why do I relate with this so much? So he says, be right back. I think my dog got another hedgehog. And no, I'm not joking because of the irony of the sentence. It's a normal one, not blue.
Hedgehog.
Well, we'll hang around to make sure to hear if it is another hedgehog or not. You can take your time.
衝撃事実でまさかの親友がハリネズミ犬がハリネズミを捕まえたという
今
このまさかこれとリンクする事態が起きるとはという。
So it says all clear. It was him messing around with the cat. Oh, okay.
Oh.
まさかの遠目から見たらそう見えたけど猫だったみたいな感じの。Well, I'm glad it wasn't a hedgehog. Given that we're streaming Sonic, I guess.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting, though.
It would have been interesting and controversial.
Controversial. Tails would be in tears.
Something like that, yeah. Again with the bombs.
Saya says they enter my house to eat cat food. I
Whoa,
didn't know that
strange.
hedgehogs eat cat food.
That's a new thing I did not know.
Yeah.
So there are wild hedgehogs in Spain.
Saya says they get dragged to cat food like crazy. That's interesting. That's trivia that I hold now, that I'm glad I heard. Hedgehogs. I guess you can set traps with cat food to capture hedgehogs then. That's what Robotnik should have been doing then, huh? Just set some cat food to the side.
Yeah. What? How could I miss that?
So it says, yeah, quite a few of them actually. Oh, okay.
Really?
So I guess so there's a lot of hedgehogs in Spain. That's a new thing. That's something I didn't know. Are they when you see hedgehogs like in videos and stuff, they're super cute and all, but I would assume that it would be kind of is it kind of menacing to see a little spiky rodent walk into your house?
Oh man, I'm screwed.
No rings. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
This boss is so much of a hassle. This better be the last one.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it is. Since we moved to this newer house, well, this older house that we newly moved into, I guess is more proper. Since it's more in the countryside, we've had lizards and bats get into our house. Huh? Saya says the problem is not the hedgehogs themselves, but the fleas carrying rabies. Ah, okay, yeah, that would be the scary part, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that wild hedgehogs would get fleas, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you would definitely want to keep them away from the cats and the dogs then, yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I guess similarly then, over here, like I was just saying, there are lizards get into our house over here once in a while. Actually, early on when we moved here, three times bats got into our house.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of scary, a bat flying around in your house.
Yeah, especially since bats are known to get rabies.
Yeah, so so in that case, I had to like put full gear on and capture the bats and release them. They're pretty damn hard to capture.
Yeah.
So I saw a dead bat the other day for the first time in my life. Oh, so I guess there's not too many bats over in Spain then? It's interesting though, because like even in Tokyo, bats are all over the place actually. Huh. Right before it gets dark, you start seeing a lot of bats flying around light posts because the bugs, come around the bats. So I was, no, there are a ton of, but they do hide quite good. Oh, okay. So usually you don't see them dead, lying around dead, I guess. So. Yeah, so about 3 times since we moved over here, we got live bats coming into our house and that I had to capture and release, which is actually a little bit scary because, rabies and all. But but of course, I read about the kind of bats that are in our area, and the bats that are flying around our area mostly, only eat small bugs that fly around, light posts, and they don't have teeth apparently. They just kind of like chomp on small mushy bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like fruit bats, I guess.
Yeah, you're saying that,
Yeah.
which was a relief.
Yeah, so he says, yeah, vampire bats are not common. Yeah, so just to make sure, I checked in the area what kind of bats there are, and they weren't, of course, so they're relatively small. So he says, ours eat bugs and fruits too. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a relief. But yeah, so since I never captured a bat before, but I had a chance to capture 3 different bats. The third bat that I captured fairly quickly, since I kind of got used to it, I was kind of observing it before I let it go, because you don't really get much chances to look at bats really closely. They're actually kind of cute, alive. So it says Batman's going to get angry at you. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that, because in Japan, you're not supposed to touch bats. Actually. So you're supposed to call the state and have a people come over to capture them, but like it was in the middle of the night, right? I'm not going to be calling state officials to come over to my house in the middle of the night, right? So, and they won't either. So, and I'm not going to sleep in the house with a bat flying around. So, yeah. So I captured the bat. So he says, knowing what Chinese do with bats, I'm not going to get angry at you for just touching one. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so I captured the bat, and before I let it go, I was just observing it a little bit. And, the poor bat was flying around. It was probably more scared than anyone in the house was of the people. It was just trying to find a way out. So obviously it was pretty tired. And when I let it go, it was just kind of, I put it close to a lamp outside, so it could fly around and eat bugs. And it was just sitting there for a while. I was just looking at it. and I know that they can't see, so just for interest, I got a small blade of grass and just put it close to it. And then this tiny bat was like, it could tell that something was in front of it. And it was like opening its mouth and like kind of hissing what was in front of it. And it was a little bit cute, this tiny like flying rodent like hissing at a blade of grass before it flew off. After a while, it just flew off and started chomping on bugs and whatnot. But they're actually a little bit cute, at least the ones that eat bugs and fruits. Since we had a couple of incidents like that, I made sure to go all around the house, check for holes anywhere, and made sure there were no points of entry anywhere. We haven't really seen any since then, huh?
Yeah. I've been careful with when I open my windows and which ones I open.
Yeah. Which is kind of strange, because there are plenty of bats in Tokyo too. You see them flying around all over the place, but they never entered an open window when we were living in Tokyo. So I guess too many windows. Too many choices. So the statistics are probably the possibility is very low, I guess.
This boss is long.
Sally says, you can probably give him a hit every time you come back from the teleporting.
Oh.
Don't lose that one ring.
So seems like he's invulnerable even when it looks like you can hit him.
Sally says, oh, or not. Must not lose last ring.
Yeah. I definitely do not want to have to redo this again, because it's it takes an awfully long. Oh no,
The
this
shuffle
one. What? Why couldn't I hit that?
It is definitely a cool boss, though. I would say it's just about the right difficulty for a last boss.
Yeah.
Challenging, but not like
Hey,
stressful.
pick up the emerald. Oh, Knuckles. Oh my god, they left Egghead in that blaze.
Eggman, though, is like he's probably like the
So
most
amazing.
invulnerable enemy that has come out in a game, huh?
I would think so, yeah.
So he says, "Fuck the emerald that caused all this. Let's escape so he can still have it." For more drama.
Mania.
Well, that was definitely a exceptionally good 2D Sonic game, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of cool designs and gimmicks and stages, a lot of throwbacks, fun bosses, banging music.
Synth bass.
There's something pleasing about synth bass, huh? I don't know what it is that especially the like, you know, the slapping
Yeah.
type synth bass.
They can emulate it pretty good with the synth sound.
Who was I forgot what was the name of the keyboardist in Funkadelic Parliament?
Bernie Worrell.
Oh yeah. Fun music trivia. Bernie Worrell in the Parliament album, the that aquatic themed album. What was it? Aqua Pussy. I think that was the name of it.
Funkenstein.
No, but there was some album or song like that.
Yeah.
But that album has the world's first fully synth bass line played by Bernie Worrell, and it has a banging synth bass line
Yeah.
and influenced so much like R&B, funk synthesized bass lines that you hear a lot in like early Prince's music too.
Yeah. Bob Gun also has.
Oh, yeah,
one of
Bob
the
Gun
most
also had
famous
some.
ones.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
Yeah, Flash. Oh yeah, it was. I think it was Flashlight that was the world's first fully synth bass line.
Yeah.
He also was actually a member of Talking Heads, huh?
Yeah.
Bernie Worrell, which is pretty cool. Totally off topic, but just listening to the banging synth bass from this. Just reminded me.
And years later, Koshiro Yuzo would make ultra banging synth bass lines in Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage still one of my favorite one of my favorite scores in a game. Actually, you should play Streets of Rage sometime, huh?
Oh yeah. Might have completed every game that had Streets of Rage in it though. I'd have to see if I have one version that I haven't played. It's in several collection ones, so I actually haven't bought that reboot of Streets of Rage.
Oh, just the bare knuckles one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bare knuckle one. Yeah. Well, this is another Sonic game that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
I have All Stars that I still haven't went through either.
No.
I'll
You can get to
eventually
that
go
eventually,
through.
then I guess. You were still in the middle of the Sonic game where you can turn into the werehog.
Oh yeah.
You stopped playing that.
Well, the puzzles in it were not only were they really hard, but to get to this, like to progress the stages, you needed the like emblem stuff, and I had to like redo stages to get that, so it was like counterproductive to stream it because you take
really,
so much time going back and forth.
Not really stream friendly.
Yeah. It's what only like 3 weeks left this year.
Yep.
That means I just have 1 or maybe 2 games left that I can do during the year, huh?
Well, you can do like if there's any Christmassy games, you might want to stream something Christmas. So it says almost 2 hours. I think that's a record. Yeah, you actually have been streaming this for a while, huh?
Yeah. This this game had some pretty challenging stages.
Yeah. You died quite a bit.
Yeah. A lot of death traps.
Yeah. Well, maybe next week. You can actually
zoom past it. I thought I'd have to wait for it to go through.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Christmas. Maybe next week you can choose some Christmassy themed game, maybe. Oh.
Wonder how many games I have that are Christmas themed ones.
Well, you have a shit ton of games. There has to be something. Try again. Robotnik and the Chaos Emerald that you allowed him to keep.
Yeah.
Taunting you.
It would do that in all the other ones. Oh, it took a total of 4 hours to go through the entire game. Damn it. Well, since we finished, I guess it's time to end the game and say goodbye.
Okay. Go ahead and wrap it up then.
So thank you, Salia, for coming by and informing us on the interesting information that I never knew, that there are wild hedgehogs in Spain.
Yeah.
And thank you, AI chatbot Mibori, for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope everybody has a great week, and hope to see you again next week or sometime in the future.
Okay. Again, thank you, Salia, for dropping by. It was fun chatting, and it was nice to hear about all the cool anime that was aired in Spain. A lot of it I didn't know about, so it's pretty different than what was aired in America. So that's always interesting to hear. Also, again, thanks for Mibori-san for coming by. Salia, it's my pleasure as always. We'll talk about the fake awards announcements next week. Yeah. We will.
We'll dump on the keys a ton.
Okay.
Fake awards.
The fake awards. Yeah. So I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. See you next week. And I'll be closing the stream in Japanese then. ということで、今週はここまでということですね。無事、ソニックマニアを終えられたということで、来週はもうそろそろクリスマスも近い感じになってきたのでね、なんかクリスマスっぽい感じのゲームが配信できたらいいかもね。ということで、今週はここまで、ということになります。過去の配信の分は、YouTube にね載せておりますので、 YouTube の検索バーをクリックして zGennyy で検索しますと、この配信の主であるね、主であるジェニーのチャンネルが出てきますので、いいね、読者登録、通知をオンにしてくださると我々喜びますということで、またその日までぜひ良い1週間、良い日々をお過ごしください。それではまたのお越しを。See you!
バイバイ。